Okay, so basically I'm picturing circles here. Okay, so if I was to draw a circle here, what would be its radius? So we'll call that distance there x. Well, I don't want people to think now I'm just x can vary, so let me just zoom in a bit here. Okay, so like if we call this little distance here x, then what would be the radius at that point? Um, hmm, how would we calculate that now? We would need to know. We would. I should use a different letter, like capital R. So we know that that's R. Oh, okay. That's H. That's X. So then what's this little piece here? So actually, maybe it'd be better to measure the X up from this point. So that's H, that's X, that's R. So I could have that radius is root R squared minus H plus X squared. Okay. Now, this full distance is R, and then this distance here is H. So the X would have to go from 0 to R minus H. All right. And if I just split this in half and double it, so the area of this circle is pi R squared. So pi times R squared minus H plus X squared. Okay. So then the volume will be twice the integration from 0 R minus H pi times R squared minus H squared minus 2xH minus X squared dx. So that would be 2 pi R squared X minus H squared X minus X squared H minus 1/3 X cubed, R minus H and 0. So that would be 2 pi R squared times R minus H minus H squared times R minus H minus minus R minus H squared H minus 1/3 R minus H cubed. And then X is 0. So it's just that. Okay, so that's 2 pi R cubed minus HR squared minus H squared R plus H cubed minus R squared H plus 2RH squared plus H cubed minus 1/3 R cubed minus, and minus is plus 3 times 1/3 R squared H, and then it'll be plus minus RH squared. I hope I'm doing this right. And then last one's a minus, and minus a plus 1/3 H cubed. That's 2 pi. Now let's get the R cubes. So R cubed, no R cubed, no R cubed, no R cubed, no. Minus 1/3 R cubed, so that's 2/3 R cubed. Now let's get the r squareds. So that's minus hr squared minus hr squared. So that's minus 2h r squared. No r squared. Plus an r squared, a h r squared. So that brings us back to minus 1. Okay. Now just regular r minus h squared r plus 2 h squared r. So that's plus h squared r. And then another minus or h squared. So that's actually gone then. And then the cubes, h cubed. So that's plus 4/3 h cubed. Oh, and then plus another. I missed h cubed, did I? No, I'm doing h cubed now. H cubed, h cubed. Now that's a bit suspicious. H cubed here, and then h cubed here, and that is a mistake because this sign's a plus and that's a minus, so that should be a minus. So they actually cancel out. Plus h cubed over 3. So, that's quite messy looking, huh? That is quite messy looking. Should I take the 3 out? I could take the 3 out. Get rid of the 3 here. How come I have 4h cubed here? Plus a h cubed. Something went wrong there, didn't it? Maybe it'd be best to go back. Yeah, I think I should go back because I'm just going to figure out later I'll have a mistake, so I'll just do it again here. Is there any cleaning up I can do before I multiply out? Yeah, there's an r, so I can go with r squared minus h squared because there's an r minus h and r minus h here. So I can definitely take that out, r minus h times r squared minus h squared. And r squared minus h squared is r minus h times r plus h. And then that's minus r minus h squared h minus 1/3 r minus h cubed. So r minus h r plus h r squared minus h squared times, sorry, I messed that one up. R minus h, r minus h, r minus h. Then r squared minus h squared is r plus h times r minus h. There we go. So that actually makes a square there. If I get rid of that. So and that has a square and that has a square in it. Okay, so I can definitely take out r minus h squared and I'd be left with r plus h minus h minus 1/3 r minus h. So that would be 2 pi r minus h squared, and then it's r minus 1/3 r, so that's 2/3 r. Yeah, and then h minus h is gone, and it's just minus, so plus 1/3 h. So I can take the 3 out then. That's left with 2r plus h. That's not quite the answer at the back though. Pi over 12 pi over 12 r plus h squared, and then 6r minus h units cubed. So something went wrong somewhere. Okay, that distance is x. So that distance is h plus x. We want the radius here, so that's root r squared minus h plus x squared. And the area is pi r squared. So that would be pi r squared minus x squared, and multiplied by 2. And that goes from 0, and that has to be r minus h, because r minus h plus h is r, which is what it should be. And that's the pi. It's r squared minus h squared minus 2xh minus x squared. So take the 2 pi out, r squared x minus h squared x minus x squared h minus x cubed over 3. Put in 0, doesn't matter, so just put in the r minus h. R squared r minus h minus h squared r minus h minus r minus h squared times h minus 1/3 r minus h cubed. R minus h, r minus h comes out, and you're left with r squared minus h squared, which is r plus h, r minus h, which makes the square there. That's the first two taken care of, minus r minus h squared h. That's fine. So you've got a square, 2 pi r minus h squared, leaving with r plus h minus h minus 1/3 r minus h. So that h and that h cancels. So it's r minus 1/3 r, which is 2/3 r, and then plus 1/3 h. So I can take the 3 out, and then it's 2 plus 1. So I'm doing something wrong. Let me see. I'm actually thinking now that the answer at the back is wrong, because I was looking up Wikipedia and I found this formula here, and that's for this particular shape here. So if I was to apply that, let's see what I'd get. Let's see what I would get. So if you were to look at my situation, now the letters are slightly different, so we do have to be careful. This distance here in the formula is what they refer to as h. So actually the h is really, this h here is not this h here. That distance, remember we said, is r minus h, this distance here. So in the formula, I'd have to replace h with r minus h. That's the first thing. No need to do anything about the a, because the formula here is fine. This version doesn't use a, and the r stays the same. So it's actually, that's the only change. And there's 2 of these caps. So I calculate this and then multiply it by 2. So the volume would be 2 over 3 pi h squared times 3r minus h. So that would be 2 over 3 pi r minus h squared 2r plus h. And that's what I have, 2r plus h, r minus h squared, and 2/3 pi. So actually, I'm feeling confident I got this right.